Hello my friends, welcome to Bookla's channel. In today's video I will explain you how recurrence rules are working in Bookla. You can use them to create a schedule for classes or for ticket services and also for memberships. For example, you have a yoga class every Monday at 9 AM. And instead of creating every single slot, you can just create one repeat rule that will say repeat weekly on Monday at 9 AM. And that's it. So slots will be automatically created for all the Mondays at 9 AM. And now let's jump into our platform and see how it works in Bookla. Let's get started. Alright, we are in Bookla, and now let's create a service for yoga classes. Let's just creating a new service. Let's call it yoga class. Click next. Let's select group. And the duration, okay, let it be 1 hour by default, and the booking policy instant booking. Click create. Now we need to link our yoga class with the coach, for example, and now we can start creating our schedule. So go to the schedule and let's create our slots. So click add slot. By default the duration is 1 hour. We need to select the resource. And now we can select the start date and time. So for example, let it be Monday at 6 PM. And by default, there is no repeat rule. And if you click create, there will be only one slot created at 6 PM on Monday. Also, you can select, for example, if there is a weekly classes, or for example daily. By default we have created control where you can just select days, and for example this event will be repeated for Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Basically, and underneath there is our rule that we just creating ourselves. But let's check some our more interesting cases. You can click custom RRule, and here is the field where you can enter the custom RRule. So basically we don't have a native control in our platform where you can define the RRules, but we added some links that you can use basically to create these RRules. And right now I will show you how to use them. For example, I personally like RRule.js. And they have this nice looking interface. So it can look a bit complicated at the beginning, but then you will understand that it's quite easy to use. And here we can start creating our rule. So basically here on the left side there are parameters for the rule, and on the right side we can see the rule itself. So for example the string that basically we're gonna copy later, and here the events that are created for this particular rule. So, and for example, let's say we want to create a rule for yoga classes, that our yoga classes are at 10 in the morning and at 5 in the afternoon, and only on Monday and Wednesday. So, first of all, we don't need count here, because basically we are not limited to the number of classes, because if we're gonna keep count 30, then it means that there will be only 30 events, so we don't need it. So basically the schedule doesn't change, and we just want these to be permanent. So this WKST parameter, so this is like the first day of the week. So by default we can just leave it Monday. And now we need to select by weekday, because as we agreed it will be Monday and Wednesday. So if we change that, we can check on the right side. Okay, so Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Monday. Okay, and now we see that it's at 16:57 GMT. Okay, so and this is the date. All right. Now we need to define the time, basically the start time of the our time slot. For this we can use by hour and by minute, and also by second. So for example, if we're gonna put by hour 10 here, we'll see that the slot will be generated at 10. And basically 57 is just the current time, and it puts the 57 as a minutes and 47, for example, as a second. But we can also define by minute 0 and by second also 0. And now we see that, okay, every Monday and Wednesday we have a time slot created at 10 a.m. But now we need to add also at 5 p.m. To that schedule. To do that, it's really simple. Just put 17 here. And we see that, oh, okay, like every Wednesday we have the class at 5 p.m. So basically it shows today's date at 5 p.m. because when I'm recording this video, it's 4 p.m. So, and basically there is one time slot that can be created even today. And then we are going from Monday till Wednesday. So like Monday at 10 and Monday at 5, 10, 5, and go on. And basically that's it. We can copy this RRule right here and paste it to Bookla platform. So if we can go here, and we can just put this RRule here and click create. Now the RRule is created, and to check it out we also need to add the capacity, basically how many people can attend the class. So for example it can be 10 people by default, and just create. And now let's check if our RRule is working. Click preview, group size, let it be 1, and select the date. So for example, let's select Monday 17th. No, it doesn't work. And for example, 19th. Oh, okay, so basically it doesn't work for Monday because, just live debugging, we can go to the schedule and we see that the start time was basically 6 p.m. So it's my fault. I created like start time when this rule starts, it's basically 6 p.m. But in our rule, we created that the first event will be available at 5. So that's why for Monday 17th there are no events, because this rule starts at 6 p.m. And let's just click preview again and let's check 19th, yes, 10 and 5. Now Monday, yes, 10 and 5. For example, Tuesday, we don't have any schedule. And that's it. Basically, you created the schedule for your yoga class. Now I will show you how it works in memberships. Now let's open subscription plugin. If it's not enabled, you just need to go to the plugin section and add plugin here. So there is subscription, so it's basically used for subscriptions, memberships. It's like the same thing. Now let's open subscriptions and we can create, for example, a new subscription for yoga classes. Let's create new subscription, and here it will be, for example, yoga class at 10 a.m. Mondays. Service will be yoga class, resource will be coach, duration will be 30 days, well, basically the month. And here with the recurrent bookings, we can also add the RRule. What it means here, basically if you add RRule here, all the bookings will be automatically created when the subscription is purchased or renewed. So just enable recurrent bookings, and here we can enter the RRule. Let's go back to our RRule.js interface, and here we can remove by hour 10 and copy. Basically, I was experimenting with by month. So yeah, by the way, for example, if you have a membership for some during the year, but except summer months. So for example, for swimming classes for kids or whatever, you can set the by month rule. So for example, January, February, March, April, May, and also September, October, November, and December. So basically during these months you have a subscription active. If not, so then on June and July or August, so there will be no automatic bookings created, because maybe your your gym or your sports center doesn't work during summer months. But let's just uncheck those months, yeah, because we don't need them here. And let's copy this rule and put it to our field. So basically, yeah, it will repeat weekly every Monday. Oh, but by the way, we don't need Wednesday here because it's only for Mondays. So Mondays at 10 by minute 0 and by second 0. And when it becomes active, so basically from now, right now it's 6, and active till you can also define, for example, until which date you want to sell the subscription, or you can leave it empty if it's just the subscription can be purchased anytime. All right, and let's click create. So yoga class is created, and we have booking RRule here every week on Monday at 10. And now in Framer, I will create a subscription component just to check how it works. And I created a really simple page with just one component. It's basically our Framer component for subscription, which loads all the subscriptions available for a particular company. And here we see that yoga class at 10 a.m. for Mondays available, and we can purchase it. Let's click, and also let's just enter some details. For example, and bookla.com, and let's purchase. Okay, now we see the Stripe is opened, and yeah, we are using Sandbox in Stripe for testing. So yoga class 10 a.m. Monday, like 1x. Okay, that's great. Now let's use some test cards for testing. So for example, 1, 2, 3, and Igor's N. So Spain, yes, that's great, and click pay. Right now, when the purchase is made, it should create bookings automatically. So let's just wait a little bit. And now let's check in Bookla if bookings were created automatically for our subscription. Let's go to the bookings and let's open Monday 24th, because it should create our booking starting from there. 24th, yes, yoga class, and we have one client that's already created the subscription. And we also see in the metadata that we have contract ID here. Okay, that's great. And also let's check, for example, another Monday. Yep. So as you see, all bookings were created automatically. And now let's just go to subscriptions and check the contract. So yes, the contract is created, and also we can open the ledger to see if the bookings were created. Yes, we see that 4 bookings were created and automatically deducted from the subscription. As we don't have any limits for the subscription, like visit counts or whatever, so it will just go to the minus. And also, for example, if you want to use ticket services, it uses the same slots as group services. So, for example, when you're creating a ticket service, next, ticket, create, you basically will see the same interface here, the schedule. So, but before that you need to create tickets, but the schedule it's created the same way as for group bookings. So you just go into the custom RRule and entering the RRule here. As you see, my friends, it's really easy to create custom schedule in Bookla using RRules. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel and see you on the next one. Bye bye.